Hi everyone, my name is Julie Mach. I'm the owner of Elements Mountain Compost based down in Salida, Colorado. Super pleased to be here. Big shout out to the NextCycle team for putting this together and to all the teams for being here tonight. It's intimidating to go last, but I think we've got a great group. Normally I would start this with a story about my passion for composting, but 5 minutes is a short amount of time. So I'll just give you a teaser. You can ask me about it later. It starts with beer and it ends with my buddy Adam's parents reducing their household waste to less than a grocery store bag of microplastics a week. So I'll tell you more about it, but I'm super excited about composting and what we're doing in a small rural community in Colorado. And really it did start with the sort of the recycling and being able to reuse a product that we are just putting in the landfill and create a really cool end market for it. So to talk a little bit about waste diversion, Chaffee County is a small community of about 20,000 people, but we are putting about 9,000 tons of organics into our landfill every year. It's taking up space and it's also producing methane. If you put food waste and compostable products into the landfill, they compact, they mummify, and they produce methane. If you compost them, you're able to divert that methane by up to 95% through an aerobic process. The other big challenge that we have in Colorado and in a lot of places is poor soil health. We have very rocky, sandy soils that don't have a lot of nutrients in them, makes it really hard to sustain local agriculture and close that loop on our local food systems. So we're working to address both of those issues by diverting food waste and other organics from the landfill and turning that into a final end product. We've been in business since 2014 and provide both a collections and hauling service as well as the processing and sales side of our business. So we provide a residential drop-off program for about 150 households in the county right now, as well as weekly compost collection services for restaurants, grocery stores, and other businesses. And we're exploring a couple of new feedstocks. We just launched a pilot program with a local cannabis producer who previously was sending a roll-off container of stalk stems and leaves to the landfill every week. We are now composting that organic material on site through an aerated static pile system. So it's kind of piloting some new technologies to see if we can then replicate that at other large agriculture and kind of industrial producers. On the sales side of things, we mainly do direct sales. We've been producing a small volume, 50 to 60 cubic yards of finished compost a year, but our backyard gardeners love it. We're starting to work with some of our retail landscape supply companies to provide that product, and there's a lot of opportunity for large-scale agricultural applications as well as restoration, whether that's post-fire or post-construction and development. Just a quick touch on kind of outreach and engagement. We are in a small community and we recognize that that takes sort of a different marketing strategy. And so a huge part of what we do is education and informing our community about the benefits of composting, building local relationships so that we can be successful in the community we serve. To talk a little bit about growth, we are diverting about 200 tons of compostable products a year. Like I said, there's about 8,000 to 9,000 tons of organics going into the landfill, so we've got quite a bit of room to grow. And that's in Chaffee County alone. We can also service some of the surrounding counties. Again, we're hitting a small percentage of the existing households and restaurants, and we're excited to see more and more people kind of coming on board. According to the Marijuana Enforcement Board, there's close to 200,000 marijuana plants being grown each year in and around Chaffee County, so just a ton of opportunity to expand and make sure that those end products are not going into the landfill. We have a super cool team. I like to say that my first criteria for hiring is that you're a backcountry skier. But it's myself and Glenn and Sarah. Glenn does sales and outreach and research and development. Sarah's doing our collections, and I am a certified compost operations manager. Our equipment is another huge component of what we do, and we just got this really cool new trommel that I like to show off. Woo. So to talk about where we're headed, we are moving towards a Class 3 facility designation so that we can take on this larger volume of compost and be in compliance with the state. Estimating $350,000 to get the equipment, facility, and permitting done for that site. But we're looking at diversified funding from both private investment, loans, and grants. So just to kind of close the loop, again, we're here to work locally in Chaffee County. If we can build a sustainable model there and replicate it elsewhere in the state, that's what we'd love to do, and I'm happy to take any questions.